got a new addition today. We got some baby chicks. This will be the third time I've raised chicks. A couple things I've learned that I'm going to show you here today. Aaron, if you look down where you're going to have their pen or their rod or whatever it's called. I just have pine shavings in here. In the past, when I had done the pine pellets that expand into like sawdust, it just got very thick and not mucky, but it just got very thick and it held a lot of that extra moisture in there and it just made it pretty unpleasant. It's cheap, it's easy to clean, so this is the best way to go. A couple modifications I've done, I guess you would call it. So I've got this pole here. So basically, as it gets colder and hotter, not only ambient temperature, but the actual heat they need, I can move it up and down and really adjust how much heat is being put on them. I'll also secure it to this so it doesn't actually fall and start any fires or really hurt the chickens in any way. It's good for as they get older, they don't need as much heat, but now that they're about probably 2 days old now, a day old, they'll need more heat starting that way. A couple other things is we're just gonna have the water. So I'm gonna put that in right now. It's a regular gravity fed water. We'll start out with one just because they're kind of small. This is gonna get dirty, clean it out every day. Chickens need fresh, clean water. You don't want it to get all caught up with this stuff. These guys are notorious for wasting food and making a mess. A couple things that I've learned in the past is we've used this as a feeder, this style, and just like a regular old like a pie sheet. The pie sheet actually has worked best for me in the past. Some people don't like it because they basically crap where they're eating, so it'll get mixed in. This one I don't like because they're somewhat restrictive on what they can actually get, and sometimes it's a learning curve. There's also sharp edges. I've never had one get cut, but potentially I guess it could. So this time we're going to try this one. It'll be the first year that we've tried this style, so we'll kind of give it a shot and see how it goes. The feed we'll be using is the Purina Starter Grow. It is medicated. Forget all the diseases that they can get, but basically just make sure that they're healthy. The birds we got are they're a meat bird. They're red broilers. First time I've done this breed, I've done their Jumbo Cornish Rocks and their Red Rangers in the past. These guys will be mature in about 6 to 8 weeks for when they're ready to butcher. So I'm going to start them on this. I don't know exactly how long I'm going to have them on yet. I'm still going to need to find out when I need to actually switch them over to the meat bird finisher. Basically getting them nice and plump with all the proteins and calories and everything else they need to make them a nice meat bird. Not like these layer birds. So we have our new chicken. This is our meat bird. She's a day old. No, she's not a day old. This is Sugar. So we have our red broilers here. I got 20 of them from our local IFA feed store. It's a pretty good feed store. And I'm just going to essentially put them in here. It's either going to rain or be windy all night, so we're actually going to have these inside the first few nights probably, until I get the coop finished. Sugar. Oh, Sugar doesn't belong here, so we're going to let her go. Alright, so you can see we got all 20 of our baby chicks in here. A couple things to watch out for is that they don't get smashed into the corners. In our container, we just have a rounded corner so they really don't get confined. What can happen is they get, I guess, get suffocated. I've never lost a bird to that, but it is something I've heard before. Also, as they get bigger, and this will get pretty crowded pretty fast, but as they get bigger, you want to also raise their feeder and their water with it. Two things: one, it'll make it more easier for them to get their water and their feed, and two, it'll keep the shavings and just really the manure and everything else out of the water as well. We're gonna have them inside, like I mentioned, for the first few nights. It's really good to have a container that has the sides protected. From what I understand, besides predators, the draft can really get them no matter what time of year. So it's nice to have a nice high side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually separate our coop. This is the original coop that I built for our birds. We're still going to have our layer hens. They're going to be in this portion right here. I've started manufacturing their new doors. This door will be going on there. From here, I'm actually going to sink this wall inside of that tree, so we'll have our own separated area for our meat birds, or basically our baby chicks growing in meat birds, and then we'll have our layer heads. A couple reasons you want to separate them. One, they could get diseases from each other, more or less the chicks from the full-size birds. 2, those birds will pick on the chicks, and inadvertently they'll probably just kill them. So it's good to have them separated. So that's why I will have them on this side. It's easier to monitor, easier to keep them safe and everything else. That way too, we'll be able to have our regular meat or our regular layer hens still producing their eggs and have enough space in the meantime. All right, in closing, we'll keep you updated as these little guys grow to something the size of this. Hey sugar. And we'll keep you updated. A couple of things, we'll show you got to keep their butts clean, otherwise they get backed up, they get sicknesses. We'll do those videos as those things happen. So thanks for stopping by, and I guess more videos come from J&E Farms.